I've got a T, and it's midnight, and I should go to bed, but I think instead, let's get cracking. uh, Lava tubes. Okay. Whoa, what is this? Okay, so this is sample input. Smoke flows to the lowest point of the area it's in. This is a height map. Okay. Okay, so this is a low point because all of its adjacent numbers are bigger. Whereas I guess that's not true for most of them. Okay. Alright, so let's find all the low points and then we'll have to do something with it. Okay. Looks good. Okay. And then we'll say let neighbors equals neighbors of x, y. We'll say if neighbors dot every neighbor greater than thou, and we'll call this height. Low points dot push x, y. So we'll say this is rows is going to be coordinate, and we'll say type coordinate equals number, or that's not right actually, this is just number. Okay. And this is low points coordinate. Okay. How are we doing? This doesn't exist. Let neighbors of now, well, okay. And this feels sort of straightforward. What is the issue here? Oh. I guess this is actually just going to be number. So maybe we don't need the coordinate type at all. Okay, whatever. Great. So now we just need to say, let, let x's equals, I guess, x minus 1 and x and x plus 1, let y's equal y minus 1, y plus 1, for, or I guess x's dot for each x and we'll say let ret equals array and then return the ret. We'll say y's dot for each y. We'll say if, oh, these are shadowing. Yes. How about xx, yy, okay. xx equal x. And then we'll say let height equals input yx or yyx, and we'll say if I guess, yeah, I guess what I should just say ret dot push height. How we doing? Can I find name input, right? Because this is actually rows. And we'll say ret. How's that? Okay, great. We have an error. Can I read property? Oh, yeah. So we'll also say if xx less than 0, return. If yy less than 0, return. If well, how about this? We'll say let row equals rows yy. If row if height, okay, great. So what are we doing here? So these are all of our low points. So there's 4 of them, including So now what do we do? So once we have then we do the risk level is 1 plus the height. The sum of the risk levels, so, okay, so we actually don't care about low points. We really just want to say let answer equal 0, and we'll say answer plus equal height plus 1. And we want to print out answer, and this should be the answer. Let's find out. Oh, it's answer, I guess. Okay. Should listen to my warnings. So that's 15, which is, for the example, $642. Let's see what we got. No! What do we do wrong? It's interesting. What did we do wrong? It's interesting that it worked on the smaller thing, seemingly. Right, we got 15. The bigger one, we're getting 642. Let's just double check we got the whole thing. Kind of looks like it. Yeah, not changing. All right, so 978, that looks right. Then this one has 5 neighbors, which are 8, 9, 8, 5, 6. That looks right. Let's just double check one more thing. All right, so the logic here is if neighbors.every, so if every neighbor is bigger than this value, then that is a low point. So maybe we'll say console log found low point x, y. All right, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a low point, which I think does look correct. Oh, interesting. I think that one thing that I got wrong here is that diagonals. I'm including diagonals, I'm not supposed to. So actually, I'm probably filtering out things that I shouldn't. So, yeah. So including diagonals is not what we want. So really, this is not right, now that I think about it. Fair enough. Okay. Right. right? So, all right, like really we want to say like let neighbors equals, and then we'll say it's just like x minus 1, y, also x plus 1 and y, also x and y minus 1, and then x and y plus 1, and I think that's it, right? So now we want to say neighbors that for each, and we'll say basically x, y, and then down here, or sorry, x, x, y, y. We don't need this anymore, and we're missing something. What are we missing? Is that right? Oh. Right, so now we're getting 1034, which I think is actually probably right. Still not right. Shoot. Let's still. All right, maybe I need to like reread this. Okay, so I'm getting 19 for that. So let's just read this one more time. Up, down, left, right. All right, so did I define up, down, left, right correctly here? All right, so this is x and y. I think that looks reasonable to me. Let's see. So this is definitely finding too many things. So it's 0, 1, 0. So it thinks this is a low point, but it's not apparently, because 5. Wait, why isn't this a low point? Oh, it is. Yeah, okay, great. Well, what about 9, 1? So we've got. Actually, wait a sec. 9, 1? Where does 9 come from? Hold on. Hold on. Where does 9 come from? Nothing's 9. Low point for x less than y plus plus x plus plus. Oh, wait a sec. So this is gonna. So 1, 0 is a valid low point. So is 8, 0. But what the heck is 9, 0? Right? Like, hold on a sec. Let's just print out rows. Something funny is going on. Oh, maybe there are 9. Okay, actually there are. Sorry, I think I just got confused. So we can say that there are 10 columns and 5 rows. So actually, that might not be crazy. So bring that back. Right, so it's saying So found low point 1 0. All right, so found low point 9 0. That is actually also a low point. Then what is the next one it finds? The next one it finds finds 1 2 3. Yeah, hold on a sec. So 8 0 is absolutely not a low point. So let's look at that one. So right, because 8 0 is this, and oh, wait a sec. Oh my gosh, freaking JavaScript. I hate you. Okay. So we actually just want to say here, so we want to say number is nan. And now we're going to get the right number. So the issue is that we were filtering out zeros that we shouldn't have been filtering out. And, right, so now we get 14? Oh my god. Should I be using Ruby? This is stupid. Okay, wait, bring this back. Alright, so now we are including some undefineds, which we do not want to be including. Hold on. How are we getting undefineds in here? So we'll say... okay, so undefined is not a number. So maybe we'll say type of height not equal undefined. Is that the right way to do this? Yes, it is. Okay. $5.75. That took too much work and I'm embarrassed. All right, let's keep reading. Next, we need to find the largest basin, so you know what areas are most important to avoid. A basin is all locations that eventually flow downward to a single low point. Okay. Locations of height n are not in a basin, but every other location is part of one basin. Okay. Oh gosh, okay. My goodness. Okay, this is gonna be hard. Okay. So let's just think about this for a sec. So we want to go through here and find so like, I'm just thinking of like a potential algorithm here. Like we could kind of start from the top left and just say like, whoop. It's like start from the top left, which is not 9, although whatever. So like start from the top left, keep going until we hit a 9, and then add all of those to the basin that we're currently exploring, and then go to the next line to try to see if there's any more contiguous basin, and then guess diagonals are not part of this. Okay. I guess another option would be to find all the low points and then from the low point go out from there and gather just explore outwardly, right? So we could start by finding all the low points. Is that actually helpful? And then to sort of like explore neighbors until we reach our, until we hit all nines in every direction, right? So like here, it's really surrounded by a perimeter of nines, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, like that seems interesting to do it by low points. Let's start. No, don't look at my calendar. Is there anything embarrassing here? Not really, but actually was there? If I'm gonna put this on YouTube, I need to double check. Anyway, I think this is all not that embarrassing, but I am gonna quit it. All right. Cool. So let's pull the function out that's gonna find the low points. So we'll say const find low points, and it's going to return number, and I guess it's going to do something like this. And then here we really want to say find low points, x, y, and then let height equals, or really we just want to say answer plus equals rows y x plus 1. And I don't know if it'll work. Answer number has no call signature. What is the issue here? Oh, we're just missing a parenthesis here. So probably we could actually just say +1 up here. Right, and then what's the issue here? Type number must have a symbol iterator method that returns an iterator. What are you talking about? Oh, okay, yeah. So this should actually be an array of number tuples. Function is clear type is neither void, must return value. Okay, yeah, whatever. So we'll say let low points equals array, and then return array, and then here we will say, or return low points, and then low points dot push x, y, something like that, right? need to say this is a number array. Is that gonna help? Yeah. And looks like it worked, I think. Double check with the big input. Yeah, nice. All right, great. So why did I do that? That just lets me come to star2 and we'll say find low points. And then what? Right. How about do I want to make some kind of fancy data structure that's like a graph of this cave structure? All right, in theory, we could have like each location can have children, which is all of its neighbors, which in turn can refer to all of its neighbors. Is that actually helpful? For efficiency, it might be. I don't think that actually makes any sense to do that. So let's say let basins is this. We'll need to ultimately find all of the three largest basins, I guess, but right, once we have the, maybe we'll say let basin equals find basin for xy. And I wonder, like, the tricky thing is that there might be overlap, right? So but that's okay, we'll figure that out later. And we'll say console.log basin. Great. Wonder if there will be overlap, you know, TBD. But for now, let's try writing a find basin method. And what will this return? I guess it'll return a bunch of coordinates. Right, and so we'll want to say something like you might want to do something recursive here. This might be my first recursion, potentially. Right, so we'll say, I think we have a helper already, right? We have neighbors of, so we're heading in the right direction. So we'll say let neighbors equals neighbors of xy, and then we'll say, actually, I think one more parameter here, if we're going to do the recursion situation, is we will want to say something like, I guess, basin equals empty array colon number brackets. Did I get the syntax right? Okay, actually, wait, hold on. So we'll say, I think it goes like this. Basin like that equals empty array. So we'll default that to empty array. So on the first call, we're not going to pass in the basin. I guess we could, but whatever. Right, so we'll say neighbors dot for each neighbor, and we'll say if input, or hold on a sec. So we've got neighbors of returns what? Oh, it returns the actual height. That's sort of annoying. No, I think that we don't want that. I think we want it to return XX, YY. So that's okay. That just means I need to update star1 a little bit. All right, so we'll say neighbors. Rows YY XX greater than height. See how we're doing. Okay, I think still fine. But what does that give us? That means that now here we can say XX YY, so that's the neighbor coordinate. And I think we're gonna do something along the lines of, so we'll say if, we'll say let neighbor height equals rows, oh yeah, YY XX, if neighbor height equal 9, return, let's see, otherwise we want to say, or how about this, else if basin dot index of XXYY not equal -1. Just double check one quick thing. 1, 2, or foo 0 equals 1, 2, foo 1 equals 3, 4. So we'll say foo is this. We'll say index of 3, 4. That is -1. Okay, so this actually just doesn't work. Shit. Why won't you do what I want? Yeah, all right, well, this won't work then. So how do you do things in JavaScript? That's okay. That's okay. Whoop. Yeah. All right, so we can say, I mean, I guess the other thing we can do if we want to kind of take advantage of JavaScript weirdness instead of just suffering from JavaScript weirdness is say, what do we say? Basin. No, this doesn't work because it's just an empty array, so this will be undefined and throw an error. Okay. Trying to think of the right way to do this. what am I trying to do? I'm trying to figure out basically, have we already got this? All right, well, how about this? Instead of checking index of, we can write index of manually, right? I think that's the simplest thing. So we'll say else if basin.sum so we'll say foo1 equal 3 4 false. Goddamn. Oh my god. Okay. So how about we'll call this mapped location, or I'll just say location. Right, and then we'll say location 0 is XX, and location 1 is YY. Already mapped it. Else, and this is where it gets interesting, we want to say, well, we want to say find basin 4. And then we'll pass in XX, YY, and basin, and we'll say, I guess, basin equals this. And I guess before we do that, we want to say basin.push, so we're mutating it. Right? So this is also a return. Too high, stop exploring. Right? I wonder if this works. Or if it will just run infinitely. You know, it'd be cool if this worked. Let's look at, we have an error. Where is our error? Let's look down here. Oh, it's a syntax error. Well, that probably means it doesn't work. All right, so now we've got some type errors. Let's try to clean those up. All right, so we've got basins is going to be number, an array of coordinates. Okay. 25. What's wrong here? Right, we did change that. All right. So let's see. So seems like we've got 4 basins. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this, we seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we were to find the 3 largest basins, let's just try one thing. Basin length. Right, so these basins have length 3, 9, and 14. And, whoop, let's close that. Okay, so we have basin length 3, 9, 14, and 9. So these actually might be correct, and so, right. Well, let's try it. So we'll say basins.push basin, dot length, I guess. So this is just, I guess, let basin lengths is array, and then say basin length dot sort return a minus b console log basin lengths, basin lengths. What's the problem? We don't need return. Let's try b minus a. Great. And I should probably plug in. And we'll say basin lengths slice 0, 3, something like that. And we'll say reduce len ack len ack times len 0. That's not right. Oh, sorry, not 0, 1. So there we get 1134. So I'm not hugely optimistic that this is going to work because we haven't. There's a chance that there's going to be like redundant basins potentially. And so if there are, then that will be a challenge we'll figure out. But let's just try it and see. Right, so we've got our day 9 input. Bring in the big one. We get a nice big number, super quick. Aha! All right, well, I'm glad that worked. I feel like I'm not sure if it was like guaranteed to work based on what, like I'm not sure if it was guaranteed to work, but I am perfectly happy to take the W. So hold on, let's just change this to say star 2. Sorry, I don't say things like take the W. I don't know why I felt the need to say it that way. There we go. All right, great. Add day 9. All right, well, have a good one.